Howdy Y'all.
Hi guys.
It's Ryan.
And Angela.
From RNA Music.
RNA
You
Music.
copied me today.
No, you copied me.
I had this on already this morning.
Got chips in my teeth.
Your favorite mom and pop guitar shop music lesson studio.
Oh wait, deep in the heart of Texas.
Deep in the heart of Texas. That's where we are. And it's Friday night right now while we're filming this. It's probably not Friday where you are.
Right.
But it's Friday night.
Now, currently.
Oh, what a night. And it's time for another episode of Ask RNA. Let's
Roll
get
that
to it.
Beautiful bean footage.
All right, y'all, welcome back. This is episode, I think it's 246.
3?
246.
Oh.
346.
I was like,
Good Lord. See,
Yeah.
you're right. 346, I think, is correct. We're into the mid 300s with Angela and I answering your questions
yeah.
from people all over the world. People all over the world, from here and there and everywhere. And yeah, so we're going to do that. We have a little guitar shop and music lesson studio where we teach lessons and have gear and stuff.
Yep.
And yeah, we've been making videos for a while now. And we're answering questions. I don't know.
Awesome.
I lost my train of thought.
Wow.
My brain's all over the place. It's Friday night. It's the end of a long day. You've had a long day.
Yes. Yes.
I've had a long day. Who knows what's going to happen because our brains are kind of here and there. All right. Anyways, we're going to answer some questions. Answering some questions.
Let's get to it, shall we?
We're going to answer some questions. Let's do this. Okay. All right. First question. Cam the Man. Back in the hizzy. Hashtag Reese's Pumpkins. Howdy, RNA.
Howdy, howdy.
Hope all is well with my favorite mom and pop shop deep in the heart of Texas. My question for y'all is kind of tough.
Okay.
Lately, my sister has been joining my family with us at church. We have been enjoying her company and hope she's getting a lot out of going to church. Problem is her boyfriend, who we love, isn't really about her going or wanting to go with us in general. I can tell she's struggling with this, and I'd like to try and help her in this situation. Okay. I read that closely. All right.
Yes.
You might have come to the right place for this question, Canton, man, because Angela knows some stuff and things.
So do you.
Yeah, everybody knows some stuff and things. All right. Now, contextually, this is about attending church, but you could substitute for people who aren't church people. You could say, you know,
family outings or,
bowling.
you know, going to Sunday dinner with the family, or we have a family tradition of this, or, you know, she's always come with us to, you know, movie nights on Friday nights. And, you know, it could be anything.
Bowling.
Honestly. No.
Whatever. Anyway.
You can give up bowling. It's not that big of it. I mean, you can give up almost anything. But anyways, moving on. That's not the point.
All right. What do you think, Lala?
That is tough because first, that going to church is something that you want someone to do because they want to go, not because they're pressured or they feel guilted or manipulated into going, because church is an expression of worship and community and togetherness and fellowship. So what I would do is I would just keep the invitation open. I would say, you know, just so you know, or get some one-on-one time with him. Like, you just have some one-on-one time with him, with you, just the guys, and just talk. And if that subject comes up naturally, organically, then ask him why. You know, why does he not want to go? And then you'll kind of have a beat on where his heart is. Other than that, I would just plan on, you know, if your church does functions or events like a men's cookout or a potluck, or maybe your kiddos are in a pageant for Christmas or something like that, I would probably confide into maybe 1 or 2 men in your church or families at his age or around y'all's age that to know the situation, and then invite him. And if he does come, because again, he loves your sister and you guys love him, more than likely he will be more willing to go to like a function than sit through an actual service. Then I would have these people come in and be like, hey, how are you? And make him feel more welcome. So then the next time, if he comes to another function or service, whether it's a candlelight Christmas Eve service or Easter or whatever it is, then he will have a connection there and he won't feel so odd man out or feel like he's not a part of the community. So that's what I would do. I would do, because that's how I think, like how I would want someone to be for me. I'm very social, but when it comes to new places, I'm very anti-social because I like to feel out the room before I just jump into letting down my guard and being myself. So I get going to a place where you don't know anybody per se other than people you've come to. And sometimes, unfortunately, Christians have a bad habit of being cringy when it comes to new people, and sometimes it's always good to kind of divert your person who's not really wanting to be there from interacting with those cringy people. So that's what I would do. Invite them to maybe a Sunday night service or Wednesday night service where it's more laid back. If y'all, like I said, if y'all have a men's breakfast at a restaurant somewhere or whatever that he can come to get to know the guys, a fishing trip, bowling night, movie night type stuff, or a small group. That's what I would do to acclimate him to it. And if not, and I mean, I would give him a couple of Sundays, a couple of times around, and other than that, just pray for him. Just pray for him and just encourage him. Like, even if you don't go, that's not going to diminish or take away our love for you and our care for you and you being a part of this family, where you're always going to be a part of the family. It'll be something that has to be slowly integrated, and again, it has to be organic, or you don't want anybody going to church through manipulation. You want them to go because they're genuinely drawn to the message and the people in the community. So
see, I kind of read this differently on the second reading.
Okay.
Originally, I thought same thing you said. It's like, well, how can we maybe get him to come along and be involved and stuff? But reading it again, like out loud, I guess, it said, he isn't really about her going, or wanting to go with us in general. So
yeah.
And I could tell she's struggling with this. So
yeah.
Upon the second reading of that question, the first time I read that question, I thought, oh, well, he doesn't really want to go. Maybe how can we encourage him to come along and be involved?
Right.
Which is immediately what I thought.
Right.
But then when I read it again, and you can clarify this, Cam Demand, it looks like
he doesn't want her going.
He doesn't want her going.
Okay.
So
I see what I see now. I read it the same way.
That's how I read it the first time. But as I read it out loud, I was like, oh, wait a minute.
Right.
He isn't really about her going or wanting to go.
Okay.
So that kind of changes the
That does change the dynamic a little bit. But I still think the same advice is, because most people have, not knowing, again, having that dinner or lunch or hanging out with him and understanding why the root of that is, and letting him know how y'all feel about your faith. And it's across any faith, honestly. If you have somebody that is being ugly towards your faith, of course, I believe, we believe in Jesus and in Christianity. So that's the only space that I come from. But whenever you have someone that's being negative towards you, your family, towards anything like that, it's always good to pray about it and pray for them. And but yeah, that's hard.
Yeah.
Whenever you have someone who's pulling your family member away, trying to pull them away from the church. But again, like I said, I lost track of my thought, but going back to having a dinner with them and asking them why, because some people have a bad experience from childhood, from a youth group, from their parents' divorce, or whatever the situation is. Their parents in and
parents
of
went to church, but their parents are buttholes.
Right. They put on a face. They hate the fake. They hate the hypocrisy. Whatever it is, there's always something when you meet someone who doesn't want to be a part of that it's always rooted in something else. That goes with anything, whether it's any kind of social gathering. It's always people who don't want to be around that stuff. It's always rooted in something. Because we are, as humans, natural fellowshippers. We have
we want to be a part of something.
We want to always be a part of something.
Some kind of group.
So whenever that is being cut off and pulled away, you have to find out the root. So I would just ask them, ask sister maybe, hey, is it okay if I take so-and-so out? And let's just kind of, talk, and I can just find out. And don't be like, well, you need to. Just say, okay, I just want to know, like, what
help me understand where
what's going on, and because I want to get to know you better and hear what's going on in your head and in your heart. So because you're part of our family, basically, right now. So, you'll get a better idea where he's coming from mentally, spiritually, emotionally.
Well, you were talking about the first topic of, like, theoretically, he doesn't have a problem with her going. He's trying to maybe include him a little bit more.
Right.
I was like, while you're explaining that, I said, we have friends. I have a friend, anyway, who's not a church guy. But his wife is very plugged into their church. And he doesn't really go to the services, but he'll go to some of those social things. And, like, if she needs help, she's like, hey, I need help doing this thing, or lifting this, or making, or building this thing, or doing, or whatever. He'll like, all right, I'll help you. And he'll help her out because he loves her. And he's like, it's his wife. And everybody's been kind of cool to him. Nobody's really pressured him or said a bunch of crap to him or been jerks to him.
Right.
And they understand, well, he's kind of, this is where he's at.
Right. This is the walk he's on. Yeah.
Right. And that's like, I thought, that's a pretty, but he doesn't make his wife feel bad about being plugged in or being involved. Right. And that's her thing. He gives her space to do her thing. Right. And he's like, this is where I'm at. And they're like, this is cool.
Right. Because this is not to spend too much time on this because we have so many more questions.
We do. This is in-depth, Camden.
This is very, very in-depth. Thing he said, this is deep, but you guys love him. So there is a good guy part of it. So there has to be some kind of hurt or some kind of pain that either he's experienced and he doesn't want her to experience, whether it's coming out subconsciously or involuntarily in his own heart and his own mind through his actions or not. If you guys love him, it'd be different if he was like, oh my gosh, he's a horrible person. How do I separate my sister from him? Because now not only is he a horrible person, but he's trying to pull away from church. That would be like, well, yeah, you need to step in and kind of pray that out and get in between that. But the fact that you guys love him and he seems like a good guy, then there has to be some kind of hurt there. And I think that if you guys love him and you have a good enough relationship with him, you can be honest with him and just say, hey, what's up? What's up? Just being honest. And you tell me whatever, I will never hold it against you. I just want to get my brain wrapped around why you want to pull my sister away from church. I want to hear, like, full truth. No matter what, no judgment, nothing held against you, just so I know where you're coming from and I can understand where you're coming from.
Because sometimes people just want to be heard.
Yeah, the truth.
They just want to be heard.
Yeah.
Thanks for the question, Camden, man. I don't know if that helped. Hopefully it helped.
And just go from there. I mean, the best way to do is be honest. Be honest. Be honest about your intentions. Be honest to him. Be honest of where your heart is, why you're concerned for your sister and everything. She needs to be honest with him because she can't. It's hard to go into a marriage or develop a relationship to the point of marriage whenever that person doesn't respect and love and honor your beliefs. So that's something that she needs to come to grips with and have a very in-depth conversation with him about. So,
there you go. That was a little bit of a curveball for Arnie music.
Yeah, no, that's what we are
great
about.
Great question, though.
It's who we are.
We answer questions here.
That's right.
Doesn't always have to be about guitars.
Nope. Thank you for trusting us with that question. Yeah. Appreciate it.
But our longtime viewers,
y'all know us by now.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Camden Man. Hope that helped. Shoot us an email if you want some more, whatever. Next question, just fun guitar, also not about guitars. Fun episode. We don't have hashtag Reese's Pumpkins over here in Englandshire.
I don't understand that.
It
I read
sounds
that a minute
tasty.
ago and I was like, are you kidding me?
I feel like
why?
I feel like there's a crime that Just Fine Guitar does not get to experience.
Do we need to send him some? Like a goodie bag, a gift basket full of holiday Reese's candies?
Maybe. But it sounds tasty. Hashtag RNA KTMA. New question. Have you ever saved an animal from another animal? Not a guitar question, but an animal question. You ever saved an animal from another animal?
No. I don't think so. Me personally, no.
I have.
Recently?
I have. Recently, within this past year, to the rescue, and it was one of our dogs.
Yes.
From one of our other dogs. I saved her from certain death.
Yes. But you also kind of created...
Let's not go into what caused the altercation to begin with. Let's just focus on the rescuing part, okay? So there was a situation in our backyard amongst our two giant dogs. The white shepherd lab, who looks like a werewolf. And then the black shepherd mastiff, who looks like a black shepherd mastiff.
She looks like a potato.
She looks like a potato. And our Maltese little frou-frou dog, and our other dogs.
Looks like a Q-tip.
Yeah, there may have been some frozen meats scattered out into the yard to feed them with. And upon devouring said frozen meat, the big dogs went hunting for the other frozen meat.
And found the dog.
And found the little dog who was nibbling on her still because it was frozen. And they decided to take it from her. Not only did they take it from her, they attacked her.
Yeah.
Which has never happened. I mean, all of our dogs have been together for a while and have played together and never, ever been in a fight.
Instincts kicked in.
Never, ever been in a fight together. Share the same food bowl. They all eat out of the same food bowl. So I thought, that's not a problem. They don't fight over the dog food.
Especially when they have their own. If they get their own, they usually are pretty copacetic.
So anyways, now, to be fair though, the giant white dog has roughhoused with the little frou-frou dog. Like, playfully, like, drug her around. So you would drag her and play with her. And like Playfully though.
Yeah.
I mean, we're like, hey, you know, cut it out. But this time, when the food was involved, it became extremely serious.
Yes.
And I had to go out there and physically separate them. And of course, as soon as I got involved, the big dog's like, oh, sorry, Daddy. I mean, you know, sorry, Dad. Sorry, Dad.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dad. Ran off in the corner and I was like, hey.
Where was I at work?
I don't remember where you were. You were somewhere. You were.
I think it was at work.
You were gone. And like I had to get in there and like, hi.
Yeah.
Separate these, and you know, they actually, May got bit to the fact where I took her in, and
they almost,
and she was bleeding,
dislocated her shoulder, her leg.
Oh, she got a little nibble. She's got a little. When I got in her washing, I was like, oh no, that's a pretty good bite. Oh crap.
Yeah, they sliced her back open.
They got her. Good. She got a pretty good tooth mark on her. So we had to actually take her to the vet, and she had to get like 3 staples. Whoo! But it was like, yeah. Of course, the vet was like, yeah. He's like, listen, they're dogs.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they're sweet and they have stuff. It's like, but as soon, you know, they're dogs. And especially the big dogs like the shepherds. I mean, they're like, hey, they're used to, I mean, they got it in their guts somewhere. Like,
they're wolves.
They'll kill a small animal if they want to. And so luckily, so now, ever since then, the big dogs and the little dogs don't play together.
Yeah, we have to feed them all separate.
Keep them separate.
I can't remember what I was saying.
Memory card was full. No, when we feed them now, like, we let the little dogs out to do their business. The little dogs and the big dogs are in their kennels.
Yeah, we have to kennel them.
I even built a fence in the backyard to separate the yard into 2.
Which we normally don't.
Yeah, and we don't even use it, but I did build, you know, some gates, some cattle gates to separate them. So we keep them all separate now. They don't even like play together anymore at all, just because.
Well, our 2 older dogs, the Chihuahua and the Schnauzer, are so old. Yeah. They really can't be out there with the younger dogs.
They can't be manhandled at all.
At all. Or they're going to break. So, yes. So, very, very long answer to a short question. Yes.
Yes, I did.
Yes, he did.
I mean, I was out there in the yard while they were there. I think that was a thing. I think. Was I? No,
you had just gone.
I had just walked back in the house and I heard the squalling and I right back outside. Yeah. And as soon as I came outside running at them, they're like, "Whoop, sorry." I mean,
yeah, put her down.
And they
had to carry her to the bathroom and clean her up.
I did.
Traumatized my baby.
Traumatized, yeah. May.
His big white dog attacked my little white dog.
Stupid white people. I mean, dang white dogs.
Anyways, moving along. Thank you so much, Just Fun Guitar.
Just Fun Guitar, yes. Yes, I have.
Well,
And I can't remember growing up on the farm if I ever.
I don't
saved
remember ever
anything.
doing that.
I don't think I did. I think I needed some animals saved from me probably.
Yeah.
As a kid, but. All right, thank you for the question, Just on Guitar. Next question, D. Long. Derek Long. Ryan, could you suggest a tube combo amp that sounds good at bedroom levels for less than $1,000 new/used? I want something that can play B.B. King blues all the way to Slayer.
It froze there for a minute.
Did it?
Yeah.
Stupid. Camera. It may be new camera time soon.
Yep.
All right, great question. I had to go do some Googling, looking at some big time retailers with a bunch of combos, and what I came up with is the $1,000 price point makes it difficult. So probably your best point at $1,000 or under is really, honestly, probably something from Black Star. Black Star. You know, people get all fired up about Black Star, but almost all the other tube combos in that price point, it's like there's a buttload of Fender, there's a bunch of other stuff that could do the clean thing, but would not do so well at the higher gain settings. And so to kind of do both of those, the Black Star is kind of the way to go. And I would say that because we have like 2 Black Star HT5s here at the shop that I use with the students. We got a Black Star, I think it's a HT20. It's either a 20 or a 40 combo in the other lesson room. And we've used it with our students and little gigs and things. And actually, last time we used it at the Pocket Park.
Yep.
And I played on it, and honestly, because I have a Katana that was there, and then I have the, which is not tube. I mean, so that's 50 watts, but it's not tube. And I also had my Fender Super Champ XD, which is tube, and has, you know, quite a few like heavier settings and stuff. You can set it for distortion and all that kind of stuff. The freaking Black Star sounded the best out of all of them, which I haven't really played it that much and cranked it that much. I was like, I'm gonna play the Black Star because it sounds killer. So, you know, so that's controversial. Because people think Black Star sucks for some reason, which is like, because it's kind of like a hybrid. I mean, it is a lot of tubes, but they may have a solid state rectifier or something. I'm not up on the whole, because we're not Black Star dealers. I just happened to pick these up because they were crazy discounted prices brand new when I got them. They were like liquidation things. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm getting that. For that price, I am getting that for our studio, for our lessons to play, our lesson kiddos to play through. So, and now if you can go over $1,000, you need to go up to about $1,500 to get something really saucy, which I would recommend the Mesa Boogie Recto Verb 25, which is about $14.99. That's what you want right there. Either that, because it'll do the cleans and the blues and stuff,
right,
and it'll also do the heavy gain, or a Devil Cat Jimmy combo, which I have a Jimmy and a Jimmy Jr. Not the combos, but the heads, and those are freaking fantastic. Clean, blues, country. Rock, metal, those will do it, but you're gonna have to drop about $1,500 for those. New.
Okay.
Now maybe used you can get one, but I don't ever see those. I don't hardly ever see the Jimmy Devil Cat combos pop up used, and I don't think I've ever seen the Mesa Boogie Recto Verb 25 used, because I'm like, I've been eyeballing those for myself. I'm like, I would like a Recto Verb 25. That would be fantastic. So I'm not lugging my giant Mesa half stack around. So there you go. That's what I think. Anybody else? Please feel free to leave your suggestions below. Again, price point's $1,000. That will do the super cleans and the bluesy blues and the metals. you know, that's tricky at that price point. So, all right, that's my thoughts. Next question, Walking Dead 1369, hashtag Reese's Pumpkins, hashtag Texas Crickets. They're lethal. Because I'm lazy and can't think of anything original, I'm just going to build on the last question. Chris Cornell in Guns N' Roses or Axl in Soundgarden? Oh, easy answer.
100%.
Super easy.
Chris
Axl in Soundgarden. No,
What?
just
No,
kidding.
you lie.
Just kidding. Chris
Lies.
Cornell in Guns N' Roses.
Yes, that would actually sound really cool.
All day, every day. Easily. Fantastically. Yeah.
Yeah, he would fit in.
Oh my gosh.
That would have been great.
I saw Slash perform with Miles Kennedy. So Miles does stuff with Slash's band, and they have the original songs and he sings, but they also obviously do some Guns N' Roses songs.
Of course.
And frickin' Miles kills it on the Guns N' Roses. And actually, the last time I saw them, the bass player, who I don't know who it is, but the bass player sang one of the Guns N' Roses songs. I'm like, that dude frickin' ripped it up. Yeah. He killed it. I was like, why isn't Miles singing this song? I don't know if it's Welcome to the Jungle or something, but I'm like, Sweet Child of Mine or something. I'm like,
yeah, he has a good voice. He would have worked for that.
Yeah, but yeah, absolutely Chris Cornell, Guns N' Roses. That's easy peasy lemon squeezy.
I do not want to hear Axl sing any Soundgarden song.
Yeah, no. I was like, I don't even know if I want to hear Axl sing Guns N' Roses songs. Honestly. But supposedly they're doing great live. I don't know. All right, thank you for the question, Walking Dead. What do you guys think? Chris Cornell, Guns N' Roses, or Axl in Soundgarden?
I mean, that's pretty good.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Very good question. Next question, Ronan67, hashtag Reese's Pumpkins. Not racist pumpkins.
No.
Reese's Pumpkins.
The good stuff, which we're going to go get some.
You gotta have the Reese's this time of year. Hey, does Phil know you raided his closet? Great fun. Q&A today. Hope y'all found that Texas-sized cricket critter. I think we must have.
Yeah.
Something bigger than him found him. All right. Okay, question for next time. Hot spiced apple cider or hot chocolate with marshmallows or Ready Whip topping? Hashtag KT. Let me spin. I want to spin.
Yeah, I'm like, stop. Stop.
All right. Hot spiced apple cider or hot chocolate with marshmallows or Ready Whip?
Ooh, that's hard.
It's not hard. It's easy.
No. Hard.
It's so easy.
It depends on what you're doing, honestly. Now, if it's cold outside and you're snuggled in, hot chocolate. If you've been outside and you're coming in, cider.
Didn't you just say the same thing?
No, if it's cold outside and you're snuggled in.
Oh, and you're indoors. Okay.
Listen to my words, sir.
I got confused.
So if it's cold outside and you're all snuggled in, you're watching a good movie, you drink your hot chocolate.
With some
That's
chili.
what I like.
No
I don't
beans.
like being outside with hot chocolate for some reason. It always hits me.
Reminds me of football games.
Yeah. But outside with hot spiced apple cider, for some reason, it's a little bit more refreshing. You feel like you can actually warm up while you're outside. So that's how I feel. Apple cider is an outside cold drink. Hot chocolate is an inside comfy clothes type drink. To me.
Chili, no beans.
Yes.
I'm going to have to disagree with you here, Angela.
But let me get to...
Okay.
Okay. And if I have my hot chocolate, I like marshmallows. I get the one large marshmallow.
The big old mellow.
The big old mallow. Or I get a bunch, little marshmallows with a bunch of whipped cream on top. So I do a layer thing. Yeah. And also, when I was a kid... my mom my mom would get these tooth like skewers, but they were like kind of like for not fondant. What is it called? Fondue, like a fondue skewer, and skewer mini Snickers, and stir your hot chocolate.
Diabetes.
Until the chocolate and the nougat and the caramel got down, and where you get left with the peanuts, then you eat the peanut. Rest of us, and then you drink your hot chocolate.
That's why your family has diabetes.
It's the best ever.
It sounds amazing.
Or you can drizzle caramel on top of your whipped cream with your hot chocolate. I've done that too, with a little cocoa powder on top.
Can we have hot chocolate tonight?
That'd be great. You know Aiden would love that because that is his all-time favorite drink. That and chai tea. He loves it. Both the boys, that's their thing.
Weirdos.
Like, about November 1st, I usually, for the past like 4 years, I've put out a cocoa station by our Keurig. I have a little thing full of cocoa and cups and marshmallows and sprinkles and all kinds of stuff. And I've done that for 4 years now.
Yeah.
And
the boys
usually last
about 3 days.
Yeah. It usually lasts about a night.
Yeah, they like them some hot chocolate.
Yeah. So what's your thing?
Yeah, hot chocolate all the time, every time.
Yeah.
I don't really like hot spiced apple cider. I have had it.
Yeah.
I'll have I have tried it
proud
before.
Of you. Yes.
I put the red hot cinnamon things in there.
Yes,
and
that's.
We used to make it at one of the concession stands we had at the flea markets growing up. I've had it.
Yeah.
I
We
don't
would
really
do like
like
a
it.
wassail type, so it would have like cinnamon sticks and orange slices and stuff like that in it.
I would always choose hot chocolate over that. I mean, the apple cider is okay, but I'm like, given a choice between that and hot chocolate, it's hot chocolate.
Yeah.
And I don't know that I've ever actually put the whipped topping on there. I'm like,
How we do that every year?
I
How
don't
did you
know.
not?
I don't know.
That's weird.
Marshmallows, yes, we've done the marshmallows, but I'm like, oh, let's get the.
Yeah, always.
Of course, now I have that.
Because it's like cold, and then you can actually
Yeah.
drink it, and it's
No.
like cool and.
Now, every single morning I have a giant caramel iced blended coffee that I put the cool whippy whip on. So we have plenty of whippy whip at the house. So from now on, I will be putting a truckload of whippy whip in my hot chocolate, which is why I want to try
what
it
you
now.
should do is like a
Ronan67, thank you for making me fatter.
hot chocolate blended coffee drink.
I don't really like the
Like
mocha, the chocolatey. I like caramel a lot better.
Okay.
Thank you for the question, Rona67. Now I'm going to be fatter because we're going to go get some hot chocolate tonight. We got to figure out how to make some sugar-free stuff. I got to figure that out. I have a recipe now for everything that I like that's low calorie. I've figured out a way to make everything I want low
I'm sure
calorie.
we could with like a Splenda or a Sweet and Low as the sweetener and actual cocoa and
We have hot cocoa. We actually have cocoa
and creamer
cocoa at the house.
and powdered creamer or powdered milk.
Yeah, we figure that out. Coach Greg's probably got a recipe.
I'm
for
sure
it,
he
so
does, and I'm sure it's probably really delicious. Since we've gotten used to the artificial sweetener.
I dropped my pick.
Yes, you do.
Next part of the video is not a question, but it's comment of the day.
Comment of the day. Comment of the day. Yeah. You make the comment. We read the comment. The comment of the day.
Comment of the day. All right, it's the time in the video where we take a comment from last week's video and we read it to you guys.
What is the comment of the day?
And not only do we tell you what, one of the comments that we enjoyed from last week, we actually write a song with said comment. So what's going to happen is I'm going to play something on the spot impromptu. Angela is impromptu going to make up a melody that sounds nothing like the other 14 melodies she's sang. It's different lyrics.
Doubt it.
If it's different lyrics, it doesn't matter. It can be the same. It can be the same melodies and different lyrics. It happens all the time. So we're gonna do that. And here we go. I think I'm gonna stand up to play this time.
Oh gosh. Why?
I don't know.
No one's gonna see you.
They'll see the guitar.
Will they?
What's important is the guitar.
Yeah, hit me in the head.
Okay. I'll sit.
Yeah, please.
But you can't see the guitar when I sit. It's like nobody
it's
wants to see this. Nobody wants to see this.
Oh my god.
They want to see this.
They want to hear their comment.
They
That's
wanna
all
see
they
it.
want.
Okay. Are we in tune? We're in tune. All right.
No idea.
Comment of the day song. Take one. At least one. What am I going to play?
I do not know. Well,
Okay. Okay, I think I know.
so low. That's probably why I always pick the same.
You want a different key?
No.
I can do a different key.
Sure, do a different key.
Oh, you said yes. Okay.
Any chord progression is fine.
Nope.
That sounded actually pretty.
Well, you like that?
Yeah. Very Spanish guitar sounding. Okay, big thing. Oh no, guitar. Sorry, I messed it up already. Edit.
Hold on.
You know what?
I need another chord. I need
Okay.
another chord.
Okay,
It's like,
gotcha.
I forgot what I was doing.
Oh Lord. Here we go.
Here we go.
Okay. Just like Ryan's beard, when it grows up, when it grows up, my beard wants to be just like Ryan's beard.
It's George from Beaumondy Guitars in New Jersey. Guitar gear guru George.
There you go, George. I don't know.
It's George from Beaumont Guitars in New Jersey.
Yes, you said that.
I did say that. And I got a little...
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
George is awesome. The guys at Beaumont in New Jersey are awesome.
Yes, they are.
Very cool guys. A very cool guitar shop that you should support.
They've been connected with us for like a
Yeah,
long time.
we've
had this kind of side-by-sideness
good
going
guys.
for a long time.
Good guys. And every now and then George is like, "Hey Ryan, it's George." I was like, "George, what's up?" So thank you for the comment, George. Number one, I thought it was cool that you left a comment. Number two, thank you for the beard compliment. It has gotten quite long now.
Yes.
It's actually probably as long as it's ever been. I've got to the point now where I'm putting the little Brady thing in it. Usually because when I go walking.
Yeah.
Because when I walk like every single day, and it blows all different directions.
And then he looks homeless.
I don't like it. I don't like when half the beard's going this way and half the beard's going that way when I'm walking in the breeze. So I've started wearing this, then I'm like, you know what, I kind of, it's not quite a Viking braid.
No.
That's too much work.
Yeah.
You have a beard because you don't want to shave, because shaving's too much work. Who's got time for that?
Right.
And then you have to go like, okay, now I got to put pomade.
One of these days, we're going to just...
No. Doubtful.
It's going to come all
I had a dream, though.
like all off, where it's just like a goatee.
I had a dream.
Look at that. Yeah.
I had a dream a couple nights ago that I shaved everything off.
Yeah.
And I came in, I was like, and I didn't tell you I was going to do it, and I just did it. And I walked in, and you were like, what did you do? And I was like, yeah. And then I looked at the mirror, I was like, what did I do? Why did I think that was a good idea?
Yeah, you'll regret it.
Yeah, absolutely. I already know, because usually when it gets pretty long, I'm like, I go to my buddy Pete, the barber. He's like, all right, we're going to trim off the little split ends. We're going to shape it a little bit. So
yeah,
it looks,
Pete in a while, though.
Not for some beard trimming. And even then, I'm like, we need to get a little thin at the bottom there because it's so long. Like, to trim it up, and I'm like,
just cut it.
Like and even then, I'm like,
just like right there.
Even then, which you should do. You should trim it to a certain. No, I watched the video the other day, and that's about how long it was. It was like about down to here, and I'm like, ugh. Longer is better.
I remember when we were talking about it's at the Phoenix, and they were like, "Oh, look, it's like covered part of the Phoenix." Remember? It was like the Phoenix journey.
And now it's all
now it's like covered completely past. Now it's almost to your belly button.
Yeah, not that. It's not that far.
Yeah.
It's to the bottom of my sternum.
Yeah.
Bottom of my sternum.
That's the goal. That's the goal right here. Belt buckle length.
I want the shirt that says, wizard,
Oh, yeah.
That thing. I kind of want one, but I need it in a tall.
Okay.
Not just normal extra. All right, so.
Okay.
Braid the beard. Thank you, George. Appreciate it. Just don't shave. Just stop shaving for about 2 years, and then you can
All the songs apparently we do are very solemn and...
I don't know. It's an acoustic guitar.
It's sad. So sad.
It's hard to rock on an acoustic guitar. So, thank you.
There you go.
Guitar Gear Guru. Next question. Terry Starks. Hashtag Reese's Pumpkins. Angela and Ryan, where is the scariest place y'all have ever been to? Or what is the scariest supernatural event y'all have ever seen or been in? Thanks again for a great show. Scariest place we've ever been to, the ocean. Easily peasy. I got in the Atlantic one time and there were sharks and it was pretty horrifying, but I did it. What was the scariest place you've ever been?
2 places.
In your house with the KKK trying to drag you out.
Well, I did, that was actually scary.
Oh. All right.
It was angering.
It was
But it
annoying.
wasn't scary.
You weren't scared.
I was not scared.
But
I was
to
about
shoot
to
that
blow
mofo.
that guy away. That's
to
what
blow
I was
that
about
mofo away.
to. But yeah, that happened. So no, the scariest place I've ever been was Fuller's Park in Athens.
Oh, okay.
With the monkey cages. So there's this place in my hometown called Fuller's Park. The Fullers used to be a very prominent family in our county, and they wanted to have a zoo in our county, and they either went bankrupt or someone died. We don't really know the full story. There's urban legends about why it stopped. But the process of building said zoo in like the late 1800s, early 1900s. So whenever they had the giant metal domed enclosures
It's
from
an old zoo.
monkeys and stuff
Not a
like
new
that.
zoo.
Yeah, not a new one.
Creepy zoo.
Was stopped. So over many, many years, 100 or so years, it just grew up. So there's this stone wall that goes around the perimeter of the like 5 or 6 acres of land, and in the center,
It's a lot of land.
it is. It's big.
I've never been there.
Yeah.
You should take me on Halloween night.
No. And in the center
I'll take a gun.
of the place, you have to walk through, you have to step over this stuff. They're buried out there. The Fullers, Mr. and Mrs. Fuller, are buried out there. They have this big giant chains, almost like shipping chains that go around their gravestones. Real pretty. Well, they used to be very nice gravestones. And in the center of the acreage were these giant monkey cages that, I mean, they were huge. They were huge. And they had a pole in the center, and they had like platforms and bars and stuff that would, for the monkeys and stuff like that. And so people would go out and see how long you would last at night, usually around midnight, in the monkey cages. Of course, our county in Henderson County, and our town was the county seat, Athens. It was very notorious for devil worshippers. Like Satanists. On the evening news, Dallas evening news, Austin, Houston, like we had big time Satan worshippers.
Satanic rituals.
And they would have rituals out inside of the monkey cages. And so if you went out there, a lot of times you would see these animals and stuff like that. It was very Blair Witch Project out there. So that was the scariest place. And the second place where I've experienced paranormal activity, we went out there, nothing happened. We scared ourselves, somebody's breathing, someone's coming. It was just somebody being dumb and moving around, and we all took off running, falling in the woods. My legs got all scratched up.
I know the second one.
At Paul's.
The Bitter Bass Man's house. Because he's haunted.
Yes. So not too long actually after that, when I was dating him, I was probably 18 years old, almost 19. And did you stay there?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so,
me and the Bitter
not the
Bass Man
first time, I guess
roommates.
it was the second time.
Yeah, it must have been.
Okay. So I was 20. Anyways, he was working. They worked together at Pizza Hut. And so he was still working. He was like, listen, I have just this quick shift to work. And you were like, well, you can hang out at Paul's until we're done, and then we can watch a movie or hang out afterwards. I was like, okay, cool. So they were like, the gun's over here.
My gun's
over
here.
There's movies over here.
This is my room. That's Paul's room.
Yeah. They were like, this is how da.
The house was half finished, by the way.
Yes. Okay.
It looked like a giant
upstairs,
ski lodge wood cabin in the woods.
It's a 2-story house, 1 story, and then there was like a drop off, like as soon as you walked out, there was like a small like it would be a balcony, but
so
there
the
wasn't
living room,
railing.
the floor went all the way 2 stories up to the
Yes.
ceiling. And the back half of the house was actually 2 stories.
Right. And so upstairs there was 2 bedrooms with a Jack and Jill bathroom in the middle, kind of like the Brady Bunch. Had a Jack and Jill bathroom in the middle.
I'm Jack, Paul's Jill.
Yes.
Just so we
And
know.
so Ryan's room was on one side, Paul's room was on the other. And so I was sitting in there, and of course the whole entire house downstairs is unfinished. So plywood,
sheetrock,
2x4s, like it was just plywood, basically wooden stairs and everything. And so you could hear people walk up the stairs. And I'm sitting there watching The Frighteners. Shouldn't have been watching The Frighteners. As dumb as that movie is, at that age, I should not have been watching it because I was scared. And so I'm watching The Frighteners, and I hear doom, 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 doom. And I stop the movie, and I hear doom, doom, doom. And like someone stopped on the other side of the door. And I'm waiting for someone to come in, because you know how you can feel when someone's like around you. I felt like somebody was around me, and I was like, Paul, Ryan, and then I started getting mad because they didn't answer, and
because I was at work,
right? And I'm like, well, I'm not gonna, maybe Paul went to his room, and so I went to the bathroom, and I went to the door. I was like, Paul, to the door to his room, and nothing. I was like, well, maybe it was a friend of a friend or something. So I wait a minute, and I don't hear anything. Like nobody going downstairs. Like no one went down after coming up. And so I called Pizza Hut. And I was like, hey, so someone's here. Do you remember me calling?
I think so, yeah.
And I was like, is Paul? No, that's right. Because what's her name?
Dorothy.
Dorothy answered. I said, are Paul and Ryan there? And she was like, yeah, do you want me to get them? And I was like, no, that's okay. Because I wanted to know if y'all were there. Yeah. And y'all weren't, y'all were still working.
We were still at work.
Yeah. And yeah, I never opened the door. Ryan, I think you did answer, or you came home, y'all came home, and then y'all were like looking around, you all went outside or something like that to see. Because Paul's like, yeah, people come thinking it's abandoned all the time, and they'll just come like try to rob the place or squat or stuff like that. Like people have come into the house thinking that it was abandoned.
He'd been robbed a couple of times. Not while he was there.
But no, but it hadn't happened.
Stole his bases.
So yeah, that was my first like real true like paranormal freaky activity, and literally no one went down the stairs. The next footsteps I heard were them coming up the stairs, because you said, well, the gun said there, lock the door, don't answer the door, we're gonna come on. And so y'all came over to the house and checked everything. I was like, what if they're in the bathroom? What if they're downstairs? And,
what if they're hiding in the garage?
Yeah, or the garage, like it was dirt floor.
Yeah, well,
it was like, yeah,
it was kind of enclosed.
So yeah, that was my experience. Mm-hmm. And lots of people after that.
Oh yeah,
and before that.
Paul can tell you all kinds of stories of like
stuff.
Doors opening and closing, TVs coming on, going off,
images standing at the foot of the bed, like silhouettes, people's, like crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm. There you go, Terry. Thank you.
Yeah,
Great question.
Summarize that experience, but you have to capture some of the essence of it. So.
Thanks for the question, Terry. Next question. Fat philosopher, hashtag Reese's Pumpkins. Just to subvert your expectations, Ryan. Now he's Ryan Johnson. He's going to subvert my expectations. Freaking Ryan Johnson. He says, let's rank the power trio. ZZ Top, Rush, The Police, Nirvana, from hardest to easiest to play.
Ooh.
So Fat Philosopher's been doing the ranking system.
Yes.
From all these bands who people love and adore, and then I say, this person's the best. Not the best, just the hardest to play.
Right.
And last week I said, I see where this is going. Next it's going to be 80s hair bands, and I'm saying it's 80s hair bands, and the answer's going to be Van Halen. Of all the hair bands, that's got to be the answer, right? Anyway, so power trio, ZZ Top, Rush, The Police, Nirvana, from hardest to play to easiest to play. Okay. All great bands. I like all of those bands. It's not about who I like the most or who I listen to the most. It's about which ones are the most difficult to play.
Can I guess what I think you're going to say?
Yeah. What you think, or you're going to guess what I think?
I'm going to guess what I think you think. I'm going to say what I think you're going to say.
Okay. Sure. Go ahead. What do you think I'm going to say?
Okay. Okay, so
Not what Angela thinks.
no,
What Angela thinks.
Of course, I only know honestly. I know the Police out of all those groups more than any of the groups.
ZZ Top.
I only know Sharp Dressed Man. Or dude looks
Everybody's
like a
crazy.
lady. Is that right?
Dude looks like a lady. It's Aerosmith.
Okay, I don't know. See. Okay. Shush. Listen. So.
Okay.
Number one, like hardest to play, Rush.
And next.
And then next will be ZZ Top.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, because of their just the grooves and stuff like that they have. Then I would say the Police, and then I would say Nirvana. Out of what I've heard and what I know of the musicians, I would say. But then again, I would think like Rush, would it be like drums versus, or would it be like ZZ Top guitar versus bass? For Police, bass, Nirvana, drums, bass. You know what I'm saying?
We're probably talking guitar. Everybody's a guitar player here, so we're probably talking guitars.
Okay, so that's how I would think it would be in my head.
Or is that how you think that what I think?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like in my head, when I think of you saying who would be number one, that's how I see it.
Good guess, but false.
Oh,
Falsitude. You are in fact incorrect.
Okay.
The actual order, in my opinion, which is just my opinion.
Right.
Before,
not the law
before
dogs.
we get 6 thumbs down from the same person.
That's okay. You go ahead and thumb down your thumb down. I'll thumb down your thumb down.
Number 1 most difficult to play, Rush. Number 2 most difficult to play, The Police.
Oh.
Number 3, ZZ Top.
Yeah.
Number 4, Nirvana.
See, I was close.
You were close. You just had to flip those middle 2.
Yeah.
Now, you know, I'm not to say
Okay,
that.
because SOS was pretty.
Yeah, I'm going to say based on the songs that I have personally learned to play of those bands.
Gotcha.
Number 1, I've never learned to play a Rush song on the guitar. I like Rush, and unlike some other bands we've talked about, I actually own some Rush CDs. Like, I actually listen to Rush. Like, you know, I don't own any Slayer albums, but I have owned several Rush albums.
Okay.
But I'm also a drummer. And so Neil is phenomenal. I saw Rush on their 30th anniversary tour. They came through Dallas. I got to go watch them. I was like, these guys are friggin' awesome. I mean, I knew they were awesome, but I was like, watching them live. That's when I really started to really appreciate Alex Lifeson on the guitar. It was like being able to watch him play live, like, dude's good. Sometimes you get a little overshadowed by the drumming and the lyrics and the bass and everything. And it's like, the guitar's there, and you're like, yeah, guitar's, yeah, it's good guitar. But then you really kind of start looking at what he's doing, and like, oh man, he's doing some stuff. Freaking Rush. I like Rush. I've never learned any of their songs though, so I don't know why. There's a lot of bands I like. I've never learned their music, which is I just enjoy it for what it is. Anyways, ZZ Top. I have learned a few ZZ Top songs. Not very many. Kind of again, like I said, like I just enjoy listening to them. I'm like,
yeah, I knew who they were growing up. Dad actually, I think, had an album.
yeah,
ZZ Top
they're so
album.
good.
But we never like listened to ZZ Top.
They're so good. The Police. Number 1, Stuart Copeland is a freaking amazing drummer. So different drummer than Neil, but also very tough to get the nuances of Stuart Copeland's drumming.
Right.
Anyways, like we did. What did we do? Message in the Bottle once. We did play that one time. We played Message in the Bottle at a recital. I taught it the drums to my drum student, and like I played the guitar part. My hand was dying at the end of that because it's such a long stretch. These 9th chord things, which was not hard to play, but by the end of it, my hand was just like, the grip that it takes, the hand strength, and to do that was just like, that was freaking brutal.
So I was pretty close.
You were pretty close.
My 1st and 4th were spot on.
And then Nirvana is last, because I mean, and I like Nirvana. Owned several Nirvana CDs, albums.
Catchy songs.
Great songwriters. I love playing it, teaching it. Not super hard.
No.
very catchy, great songwriters, but
most
not
of their songs to kids.
Yeah, kids like to learn them because they're pretty easy to get your hands around.
And you feel like you're doing something because it's very memorable. People are like, "Oh, I know that song,"
Yeah.
And they like that, being able to say that.
So that's my thoughts on difficulty. I mean, I'm gonna put ZZ Top and Police are pretty close there, honestly. Like Texas Blues is still. I mean, to get it right and authentic. Like, you didn't swing enough.
Rush out of those other three is funny to compare to me in my mind. I mean, they're all very like swing, swing, swing in different.
They're pretty different bands.
Yeah.
They're pretty drastically different, all those bands. They all stand in their own right. But that's my thoughts. What do you guys think? Order of difficulty to play. Which is the hardest to play of those four bands? Tell us below. Next question. Which is the hardest to sing? That would be the question. Probably freaking Rush.
Yeah. Rush, number one.
Oh, man. Getty's up there.
Nirvana, ZZ Top, then the Police.
Yeah.
Because Sting is just like...
It's pretty, yeah.
He's very steady.
Yeah.
His voice is like a bass.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
He sings like he plays bass.
Yeah, the Nirvana is just to get the grittiness.
Yes.
To sing that gritty without destroying your throat.
Yeah.
For like an average singer. Singing that gritty and authentically is tough. Oh, interesting. He's just talking. He's just talking.
It's just blues.
He's just talking bluesy. He's just talking over some sweet riffs. So, I love ZZ Top, man.
Yeah.
All right.
It's the best.
Thank you, Fat Philosopher, for that question. That was thoroughly enjoyable. I enjoyed that question. Thank you, sir.
That's a good one.
Subvert away. Subvert away. I'm not even going to guess.
Don't look at me.
I don't even know what the next one's going to be.
Yeah.
But if you ask to rank Star Wars movies, I'm just going to be really sad. Next question. Oh, it's super easy. Barely any inconvenience. Sinner's Dwarf for the next question. Would you buy a new Gibson guitar? If not, what was the point you decided them sons of guns aren't getting your cash anymore? For me, it was yesterday. When Reverb confirmed Gibson don't want their demo shop guitars going to the UK. Hashtag Reese's Pumpkins. I'm David Pumpkins. I'm my own thing.
Oh, God.
David Pumpkins. Makes me laugh. All right. I guess Gibson has their own official Reverb store, and I guess they have shop demos or something, and they will not ship them to the Englandshire. So, yeah, that's not the final straw for me, Sinner's Dwarf. Of course, I don't live in England. But probably, let me think back. There's so many points of time in which Gibson were a bunch of buttholes to choose from for when they're just been corporately jerks. I'm not talking about
bushel of buttholes.
Yeah, not the people down there actually sanding the guitars and spraying the guitars and inlaying the frets.
No, it's the corporate with the cigars and the big bellies and their
Did you see them fourth quarter profits? They're down.
Little people.
Let's cut payroll to the workers. Screw those people.
Their hand in their pocket. The boss hogs.
Well, you know what? Let's sue some other companies and put them out of business. Let's do that. Right?
Yeah,
that's what we're talking about. Yeah, the corporate bigwigs. Like, not the people who build the guitars. They don't make those decisions. They just freaking put the frets in. And sand them and paint them. And they're like, hey, we need y'all to
do what you gotta do.
We need y'all to get 500 guitars done today. They're like,
put that meatloaf on the table.
We can really only do like 350 a day. Like, good. Do 550. Or you're fired. Like,
it's a hard knock
well,
life
I guess we're going to skip a few steps on this guitar. Right? I don't know. It's been quite...
I think that was it.
Probably. That any of those points.
When you came to that realization, that was that point. Whenever that was in your life, who knows? But that was the actual point. Whenever you realized that they were more about the money than they were about
it was about corporate profit margins, and as soon as the suing of the small companies, who, let's face it, there ain't no little companies that are putting Gibson out of business. The people who want to buy a Gibson are going to freaking buy a Gibson, and the people who are like, Gibson would be nice, but I think I want this CMG guitar. Or I think I want this ESP guitar. You know, people want a Gibson, they want it to say Gibson.
Right.
So those people are going to buy a Gibson. You know, you're not fooling anybody. I'm not talking about, you know, fake Chinese-made Gibsons that say Gibsons and they're actually fake. They talk about that, but they're Gibsons. Gibsons. Big Bob Gibson's guitars. Gibsons. No, it's all. I think it's all the lawsuits of other brands who are like, listen, no one's passing off that frickin' Dean guitar as a Gibson.
Right.
No one's confusing that PRS. No one's confusing that frickin' PRS with a Gibson, you buttholes. It says frickin' PRS on the headstock.
All right, moving on. Next question.
That might have been it.
Okay.
Maybe. Actually,
Wow.
because I forgot about that. When Gibson sued PRS about their single cut, which is like, no one's confused about that Gibson. Yep. Jerk faces. Anyways. Sorry, I didn't know I was so emotional about that.
Let's check that pulse there. Hold on just a second.
Let's check it. I mean, you know.
You got riled up there for a second.
It was 83 6 minutes ago.
Then now it is what?
76.
No, you're pretty chill.
Bitching about Gibson relaxes me. I should bitch about Gibson some more.
Yeah. You're pretty chill.
Yeah. So probably back then. Now, I don't want to buy a new Gibson guitar. However, I am constantly, not constantly, but ever so often, I am looking for older Gibsons. Preferably a 75 Les Paul Custom. I keep looking at those.
That you want to.
A late 70s Les Paul, maybe an early, the Kalamazoo stuff. I'm looking at 90s. You know, in between 90, 94-ish, 90 to 95, 96, early to mid 90s Gibsons. I'm keeping my eyeballs on those because those are freaking fantastic. I would love to get one of those. From the 2000s on, probably nothing from the 2000s on.
Okay.
But yeah, that's probably what it is. I got two Gibsons. I keep looking for older Gibsons. But I don't know that I can see myself buying a new Gibson. I'm probably not ever going to buy a brand new one.
Right.
I can't see myself ever buying a brand new one when you could just buy a used one and save $1,000. On a Les Paul Custom or something. All right. Thank you for the question, Sinners Dwarf. Would any of you guys formerly want a Gibson? Now you don't. You wouldn't buy a brand new one. But would you buy a used one? And what do you want?
Feel
Let us
like
know.
And
that's it for that question.
Yes.
Sinners Dwarf. Thank you so much. Next question and final question. Brian Strasser, will you ever have Phil McKnight on your show or join him on his? Just got done winterizing my wife's car today. Hashtag Reese's Pumpkins.
Yes.
Awesome. Did I chop out some middle of that question? Sometimes if they're really, really long questions, I chop out the middle so it doesn't take up. Will we ever have Phil McKnight on our show or join him on his? That would be amazing.
Yeah,
I would
do like split screen.
I would happily have Phil
Do a Zoom call
on the RNA thing, do a chat. That'd be fun. We had a chat with the three of us though, because he had a music store for a while, like over a decade, I guess. So that'd be fun to chat about that. I could see Phil maybe coming on and being a guest on our channel, because I think he would probably do that. I don't know that he would have us as a guest on his channel, just because, you know, there's a finite amount of videos a man can put out. And when you're at a certain level of reach, you know, Phil gets a bajillion views and has quite a few subscribers. The way collaborations work, let me just say that, usually when you collaborate with somebody, it's usually you're pretty close together. Like we have, you know, I don't know, 8,000 something subscribers, almost 9,000 subscribers. So we are more likely to collaborate with another channel that has, say, maybe 10,000 subscribers or has 7,000 subscribers and stuff. You don't usually see channels with 500,000 subscribers doing collabs with channels with, like, you know, 5,000 subscribers. Now, I have talked to Phil on the phone. We've talked on the phone a few times. We text each other. I called him on his birthday, left him a voicemail. He called me right back, and dude, we chatted for like hours, like freaking hours. We just talked, and it was like, it was great. Like, you know, we really hit it off. So, but I don't know necessarily that he would ask us to come on and like do a video. He might, I don't know. I could be completely wrong about that. I would absolutely do it. If he asked me to do some kind of live chat, video collab thing, I'd 100% do it. Because I like Phil. He's very nice. And we do chat and he's great. I would 100% love to have him be a guest on our show. Will it happen? I don't know. But it would be great. Either way. It would probably, I don't know what that would do for Phil. It's like, you know, you create win-win situations in these kind of things. As like, we would, from an exposure type of
we would be on
standpoint, we would get a lot of exposure from that, from his audience. I don't think he would get much exposure from our audience.
Much more.
Much more. But you know, he's a great guy, and
it's more about a community than
really. And he gives us shout outs pretty regularly on his channel. He's like, hey, you guys go check out Artie Music, Ryan and Angela, small mom and pop, Canton, Texas. Go check out their channel. It's great. I watch it. So he does give us shouts, but as far as whether we'll ever do a collab of some kind, I don't know, Brian. You'll just have to keep watching Phil's videos and keep watching our videos.
Right. It was like, keep watching our videos.
Keep watching our videos, too. Thank you, Brian, for watching. Thank you for the kind words. I appreciate it. Yeah, well, you know, we'll see what happens. All right, and that was the final question. And if you have a question for next week, please leave it down below in a comment on this video, and we will read that, answer that next week. If you just got a pretty fun comment like George had today.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. We might read that comment as a comment of the day, maybe even write a little song with the comment of the day. Oh, Phil left a comment on this video, actually. He ordered it. Oh, Phil ordered an Arnie Music t-shirt.
Nice, thank you, sir.
Like these you can get. There's a link down below to our Teespring store. He did leave us a comment because I wore his t-shirt last week. He's going to order one of our t-shirts and wear it in an upcoming video, he said, about a Schecter.
Sweet.
So he's going to be wearing, I think. Yeah. So you will see Phil in an Arnie Music t-shirt sometime soon. So be on the look for that. But if you want your own shirt, link down there. Go get you some. Appreciate it. And if you watch this entire video, which is crazy long, I don't even want to know. It's going to be...
We're at an hour.
It's going to be amazing.
In about 3 minutes.
Secret hashtag of the day. With your question and or comment or by itself down below, type in this secret hashtag and we'll know that you're part of the elite legendary crowd of people who watched this whole video. You guys are diehards and friggin' amazing.
Yes.
And that secret hashtag of the day is hashtag what?
I don't know.
Oh, I thought you had one.
No.
Oh, man. Hashtag Axel Garden. So.
Oh my God. We're really gonna go with that?
I don't know. What if you have a better one?
Oh, yeah, like Chris and Rose's. Rather.
Hashtag save the animals. Save the May biscuits.
No. I was gonna like bushel of buttholes.
Oh, we're talking about Gibson now.
Yeah.
Like Gibson sucks, and then they'll like sue us. Yes. Hey, how dare y'all say we suck?
How dare y'all suck?
That. How dare y'all be buttholes? Yes. I mean, you know. Hashtag how dare you?
How dare you?
That's it. If you watch this whole thing, hashtag how dare you?
Yes.
And we'll know y'all watch this whole stinking video.
And you'll know what we're talking about and laughing about right now.
Yeah, and we're laughing. And Gibson's laughing all the way to their giant bank accounts. So people like us again. We put out new guitars with better QC and now they love us again. Slash. It's funny. People get pissed off and they hate Gibson for about 2 weeks. And they're like, you know what?
Guitars.
Oh, there's a new one. There's a new one. Or Gibson starts sending out guitars to all the famous YouTubers like, I got this sweet new Gibson guitar. They're like, oh, is it good?
Yay.
Oh,
that's
Gibson's
okay.
good.
That's life, though.
Oh, yeah.
Good God.
That's pretty much. Everybody has a real short attention span.
Everybody does that with everything.
I was looking at friggin' Gibsons yesterday on Reverb for a 1975 Les Paul
Custom. He
Custom.
can say that because he's like that.
Yeah, I can
That's
say
the
that.
point.
I was looking at
He's one of them.
I was looking at Gibsons from the 70s. I'll have you know.
Yeah.
None of that new bull crap.
Anyways.
We're going to go have water break. think.
So?
Oh, I don't know.
Keep
So
the
until
music
next time,
alive. Yeah, there
keep
you
the
go.
music alive.
Don't forget it.
The music needs
Apparently,
you.
someone needs to forget it. And you need the music.
And we need to keep it alive for the next generation
That's right.
of Gibson non-players. Of potential Gibson lawsuits. Receivers.
Okay, that's enough. That's enough.
People will get so mad.
Good God.
I have 2 Gibsons.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, you do? All right, we'll see you guys next week.
All
Bye.
right. Eating my Dorito, Dorito, baby, Dorito, flaming hot nachos. Gonna eat some Doritos, yeah.